Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about homeschooling in the state of Arkansas. And this is what it says at the time of doing this video. HSLDA.org says there's one option for homeschooling. There's the age requirements. You are required to give notification, no teacher qualifications, no mandated subjects, no assessment requirements, and no immunization requirements. So we're going to view the complete details. And it says how to comply with Arkansas homeschool law. And there's a video that you can watch. It says you have to notify them yearly by filing a written notice of intent. The notice must be filed by August 15th. It is not necessary to use any particular form or any form at all, but it's a very good idea to use a form from a trusted source to avoid leaving out some of the information that's required. And they have made that form available and you could probably get it from your superintendent of schools. So the notice must include the name, date of birth, gender, and grade level of the children, name, address, and school, each child last attended, if any, mailing address of the homeschool, telephone number, a statement that the parent agrees that they are responsible for the child's education while the homeschooling program is continuing, a statement of plans to participate in public school interscholastic activities if you plan to, a statement of plans to seek a GED if that's what you're planning on doing, the name and signature of the person providing the homeschool program. The notice must be submitted electronically or by email or by U.S. mail, and you're going to want to have proof of that, or in person. This information is confidential and may be used only, for record-keeping purposes. If you decide to begin homeschooling after the start of the school year and your child is already in public school, you have to give them a 5-day notice that you're going to withdraw your child from public school. Okay, and you could ask them to waive that if you have special circumstances. If you move into the state or a new school district during the school year, you must file in the new district within 30 days after establishing residency there. There are laws about getting a learner's permit or driver's license were changed, so before they changed, the students were required to submit a notarized copy of their current notice of intent to homeschool as part of the permit license process. Okay. And they changed the 14-day waiting period for parents pulling their children out of school to 5 days because it was 14 days. Okay, so now we're going to time for learning. Oh, how do I choose if you want to keep a portfolio, which is, I would highly recommend you keep portfolio because you might need it later. All right, so when I did the homeschooling, I just opened up a WordPad and I would put day 1. And then I would put the date, and then I would put the time she started school and what time it ended. And then I would put what time she started each subject, what the subject was that she started, and what she worked on in that subject. If it was English and she worked on pronouns, if it was math and she worked on multiplications, if she worked at a certain website, I might put that website as well as what she did on that website. If she watched videos, I might put what the videos were about that she watched. That way you have a portfolio, and that way, instead of counting up the days, I would have day 1 and what she did, day 2, what she did, with the date. But this shows you what you want to include in your portfolio. You can use a table of contents outlining the homeschool portfolio, learning objectives or summaries, subject summaries, daily, weekly, or monthly log activities. You can list the books, the educational videos. If you're going to use like all-in-one homeschool, you can list that. You can list all the books you have in your home. You can You can use the contents of the books for what your child's going to be learning. You could take pictures when you go on field trips and use that. Lesson samples of major subjects. Yeah, if you use workbooks, even if you don't use workbooks, you're going to want written samples of their schoolwork because people always want to see written samples, completed essays, or if they're not doing essays, whatever, they're different things at different subjects at different times of the year. List of achievements if you want to give them awards. Legal documents required in your state, which would include medical records, the letter of intent, the proof that you turned it in, or anything like that. So, and this is the Division of Elementary or Secondary Education, Department of Education, talking about support for homeschooling the parents. And there is a video that you can watch that has some things about graduation that you might need to know. So you might want to watch that video. He did say that something about if you, I don't know, at this time, I think they said if you went to school for the whole senior year, you might could get a degree, but I'm not sure if that's actual true. So you might want to watch it and ask him questions. And their office is available to help you in completing the online or paper notice of intent form, obtaining a driver's license or GED, addressing the wait period of 5 days, re-entering the public school as a homeschool student, academic courses, and things like that. So they're there to help you. And they have some information. They have their name and their email address and their phone number and information like that. So you may want to contact them if you need more information or more current, because the information changes from year to year. So it's always good to know. The more you know, the better you are. This is the Arkansas Homeschool fact sheet that was from that link. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I will scroll through it in case you want to pause it and read it. Talks about the notice of intent form, curriculum, books, and materials. So that way you can see what it says at this time. It says no diploma is provided by school districts, education services, or the Division of Education, but you can talk to homeschooling groups to see about getting diplomas or which colleges accepts your homeschooling and what you need to do. And if you can go for the entire 12th grade senior year too. See if that would help you get a diploma. Often you can go and you can take PE classes or music classes, or sometimes they'll let you, sometimes even though you're homeschooling in some states, they will let you take classes at the school and you can contact them and find out that information. So, and this was last revised June of 2021. So, and here's a student success plan guidance for homeschool students, which was also linked from that page, and it's PDF, so you can open this one and save it. This one is, it says, in Arkansas Public Schools, starting in the 8th grade, every child will have a student success plan. This plan is designed to help a child complete their secondary education track, prepare for the next phase, be it employment, higher education, or civic engagement. And they have put that here. It says homeschool parents and students who wish to apply for the Arkansas Concurrent Challenge Scholarship may create their own student success plan by jointly working with a higher education institution or local school. So they have put this in here with the information. And it will show you part 1, 8th grade, and then it will go through to the 9th grades in green. And then there's the 10th grade. and the 11th grade and the 12th grade. So you can contact them about that. Anything that has to do with a scholarship, I would think would be awesome. And here are, if you're homeschooling and you want to find free education, well, there's Khan Academy. Khan Academy, my son thought was just one of the greatest things there are. So you can join Khan Academy, or EasyPeasy. It's all in one homeschool.com. It's called the EasyPeasy all in one homeschool. It's a complete free Christian homeschool curriculum for your family. And it will have a place where you click to donate for PayPal, and you can click cancel and go ahead and join without donating. And they have a variety of classes, and including Bible, music, I believe art, there's health, PE, reading, language arts, history. They have high school subjects. It's pretty awesome. And then there's also IXL, and IXL has high school. It has pre-K all the way through high school, and it has a variety of subjects. And it says Georgia standards, so you know. But I think it's just awesome when you look at the different subjects and the different things that it has broken down. So, like if I click on math and I go to math, and I can go to any grade. So I'm going to go to 4th grade, and it'll show me all 403 skills to learn in the 4th grade. And if you're using this, you can print this page out or copy it to make it shorter. Maybe you don't want all of this added because it might be too much printing. And put that in your portfolio for this is what you're teaching your child. And then you can go over and you can scroll over it even though you're not a member, and you can see this: convert to place values, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So it shows problems and things like that. So, and you can see on the left-hand side where it shows the different grades. So if you wanted to click on the 2nd grade, you could click on we're having technical difficulties at the moment. Of course you are. But I just think that this is a great website to use. And see, here's 1st grade math, subtracting by 1. I mouse over it, and it'll show me, it should show me a sample problem. It didn't. I guess I clicked on it. Hold on. I don't want to start the video again. I'm going to do it again. So, subtracting by 1. Didn't work. There we go. See, subtract by 2, subtract by 1. So you could go through and test your child without even being a member to talk to them and make sure they know how to do these. And I think the membership is very inexpensive. We will click the membership. Families, classrooms, school districts. I think it's like $10 a month, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, $20 a month to do the core subjects. Plus Spanish is $5. Well, you can do the free ones at easypeasy.com or Khan Academy, or you could use this. At Home Middle School, free online education for middle school students, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And this is at homemiddleschool.com. And then there's hippocampus.org, which is free educational resources for middle school to college. And you can see the subjects on the left: English, religion, economics, sociology, earth science, biology, calculus. And this right here is just for if you're if you've never homeschooled and you're not sure what all you need, or if you're creating a portfolio and you're trying to make a list of what you want to include, you can include your textbooks, your workbooks, your ebooks, you can, well, I wouldn't list that, but these are some of the things you will need for homeschooling. But then you can list your these items that you're using. If you have globes and maps, that's part of your homeschooling that you're using for your curriculum. If you're using art, you can tell them that this is the kind of art they'll be doing. Um, and your science supplies, experiments, kits, and things like that. Swimming, piano instruction. If you're using that, you can mark down that for PE or whatever, or music, as part of your homeschooling. So you could put day 1 PE with swimming instruction, and then you got your core subjects and what they were. Field trips count as part of your schooling, and you can list that if you have tickets to go to the zoo or the museums or things like that, and then you can take photos when you go and put that in your portfolio, or you can write down that day that you went and what you did. And that's part of your schooling. So magazine subscriptions, certain ones. Um, you can if you have board games, certain board games and brain games, like Clue, you have to think and reason and figure it out. Categories helps you with your spelling and your words thinking. And chess sets, there's different board games that you have. Monopoly helps you with counting. Yahtzee helps you with counting, things like that. You may use those every now and then, and that may be part of what you're using to teach them with. You might want to put that in there. Um, Foreign languages, art classes, things like that. If you have a membership to the YMCA, or if they're learning martial arts, you can list that as well. You might want to put that in with your list of how you're teaching them, and then on that day you could put it, or if you want to just do it, as some people do the whole page of what they're teaching them, and then they just do a calendar. But to me, it's easier just to do day 1 and the date and the time and what they learned. But for some people, that's too much for them, so they might want to list everything they're learning and do it that way. So, and some people will go to like Khan Academy or EasyPeasy or iExcel and print out the thing, and then the date, write the date on it that they learned that, and use that as part of their. And see, if you have a calendar that looks something like this, you can put an X over the day that they attended school. And you can put in the upper corner of it what time they go to school from until, so that you have the hours, and then you just mark off the days. And there's your attendance record if you want to do it that way. But you want to make sure you have something showing what they learned during the school year and some samples of their written work. Oh, and these are these are support groups if you're a homeschooler. So I thought I would click on this as well, because I thought, and hopefully they're still active and the emails still work. Sometimes they don't. You might have to look for a phone number, but here are some of them. So, and there's probably a lot more than this, and some of them cost a little bit of money. Some are free, but it's really good to get a hold of homeschool support groups, because you want to know what they've learned from homeschooling and what knowledge they can share with you, because some of them will tell you, maybe I knew a lady that homeschooled, and then she went to put her daughter in college, and then she couldn't because she hadn't done what she was, it wasn't in Arkansas, but she hadn't done what she was supposed to do in order to get the diploma, where if you're in a homeschool support group, they'll be able to help you and tell you, especially if the things change. So I thought I would go through some of these, and you can pause it and go back to it. And I'm hoping that this video helps someone, because, you know, when you go to homeschool, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that you've got to know, and sometimes it seems overwhelming or like you can't do it. But sometimes it's just so much easier than you think. I mean, it's time consuming. You know, when I homeschooled, I used to go to the thrift stores and get all my workbooks and my educational books. I'd get them at the thrift stores. I would get encyclopedias and things like that from the thrift stores. Sometimes I found big old thick workbooks that people had used, but they bought and never used and donated. Sometimes I went to the library and checked out library books and used those. I've even gone through and used like GED and SAT preparation books for. So you get to choose the curriculum, but you want to make sure that you want to know what they're supposed to learn at that grade level, and you want to make sure that they've learned at least what they should have learned at that grade level, and usually some more, because it seemed to me when I've tried to homeschool, I could teach. It would take me about 3 months to teach the child what they would learn in the school for the whole year. And you got to understand that, because the teachers there passing up papers, grading papers, picking out papers. Sometimes they're walking from class to class. Sometimes they got to get the classroom to settle down. Then it takes them a while to go to cafeteria, and they got to go outside to go to PE and things like that. When you're at home, you don't have all these distractions. Plus, at the school, the teacher's got a whole classroom of students, and she's trying to teach at one level that all these students may not be at. Maybe only a few of them are at that level. And you're teaching your child at the level that they're on. So they're going to learn much faster because they get to learn at their own level. So, and they get that one-on-one attention, and that helps them to learn even faster. So, you know, you want to go through and find out at places like this what they're supposed to know. And then if they've learned it all, you can go to the next grade and start teaching them that. So I hope this video helps someone, and I appreciate you watching it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.